One case that comes to mind is a product liability case we had against the state of Indiana. It used to be that Indiana, whenever they were working on the interstate highway, in this case it was I-70, and they had closed off the eastbound lanes, and so they had turned the two westbound lanes into east and west. So there was one lane traveling east and one traveling west. And how they divided the two lanes was they had a curb that was about 6 inches wide and about 4 to 6 inches tall, and it was just an asphalt created curb. And then every so often they would poke a plastic orange marker in it to help people understand where the middle of the road was, so that they could stay in their lane. The problem with that is that if you ever got to where you got over and your wheels touched that asphalt curbing, what that does is it slows down that side of the car and actually drags the car then into the asphalt curbing. And because it's not very tall, you can also then be dragged over the asphalt curbing and into the oncoming traffic. And what had happened in this case was just that. There were 3 boys who had gone to a concert in Indianapolis and were traveling back to Terre Haute. And they were traveling back to Terre Haute the next day. They actually stayed the night in Indianapolis, being very responsible. They didn't want to travel back when they might be very, very tired. And so they were traveling back the next day. And as they were traveling back west to Terre Haute, the car happened to get close to the center line, touched that curb. It pulled it across in front of, unfortunately, a semi-truck, and the semi-truck didn't have anywhere to go, struck the car, and 2 of the boys died, and one of the boys was very badly injured. And what we proved was that was a very, very poor way of dividing traffic, because it gave each lane this false security that, well, I've got this curb here, so that separates us. But actually that curb was a danger, because it would cause the vehicles to come across the lane if they ever came in contact with it. So now Indiana has gone to a system where they use about a 4-foot tall barricade. It's concrete, and then it's fluted at the bottom, and they're about 8 feet, maybe 10 feet long, and then they just stack those along to separate lanes, and a lot of states are doing that now. But our case is what caused Indiana to switch to that, and so it's very memorable because it created highway safety for the motoring public. And while it was too bad for the 3 young gentlemen that were in the car that day, the case did help to create safety for the subsequent motorist. And so that was a very memorable case.